Hey everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi. Welcome to Kerala PSC HSA English classes. This is class 61. Next, we are moving on to the new topic of our module Linguistics, Phonetics, and History of Language. The organs of speech. The organs involved in the production of speech can be divided into three groups: the respiratory system, the phonatory system, and the articulatory system. The respiratory system consists of the lungs, the muscles of the chest, and the windpipe, that is tracheae. When the walls of the lungs contract by the action of the respiratory muscles, air from the lungs is pushed out. This air that passes out through the windpipe is utilized for the production of speech sounds. Thus, the function of the lungs and the windpipe is to provide the airstream required for the articulation of speech sounds. The phonatory system. This comprises the larynx, which is situated at the top of the windpipe. It is also known as Adam's apple. The air from the lungs passes out through the windpipe and the larynx. In the larynx is situated a pair of lip-like structures called the vocal cords or the vocal folds. They are placed horizontally from front to back. They are attached in front and can be separated at the back. The vocal cords can be held close together or wide apart. The space between the vocal cords is called the glottis. The glottis can be kept shut or open by holding the vocal cords together or apart. In the production of certain speech sounds, the vocal cords are wide apart and the glottis is open so that air passes out through it freely without any friction, producing the sound called breath. The speech sounds thus produced with the glottis wide open are called voiceless sounds or breathed sounds. For example, the first sounds in the English words pill and king. During the production of certain sounds, the vocal cords are loosely held together, and as the air from the lungs is pushed out, they vibrate, producing the sound called voice. The sounds thus produced with the vibration of the vocal cords are called voiced sounds. For example, the first sounds in the English words bag and dance. Next, the articulatory system. The articulatory system consists of the pharynx, the oral cavity, that is mouth, and the nasal cavity. The air from the lungs passes through the larynx into the pharynx and then out through the oral or nasal passage. The roof of the mouth comprises the teeth ridge, the hard palate, the soft palate, and the uvula. The hard convex part immediately behind the upper front teeth is called the teeth ridge or the alveolar ridge or the alveolum. The hard concave area behind the teeth ridge is called the hard palate. The roof of the mouth then becomes soft and fleshy, and this soft portion is called the soft palate or velum. At the extreme end of the soft palate is the fleshy finger-like structure called the vula. The soft palate can be lowered or raised by the action of a hinge-like structure. If the soft palate is raised so that it touches the back wall of the pharynx, the nasal passage will be closed and the air can escape only through the mouth. Sounds produced with the nasal passage closed in this way and air escaping through the mouth alone are called oral sounds. Example, all the sounds in the English words feel, cake, and sack. If the soft palate is lowered so that the nasal passage is opened and the oral passage is blocked at some point, air can escape only through the nose. Sounds during the production of which air thus escapes only through the nose are called nasal sounds. For example, the first sounds in the English words mat, nap, and the last sound in sing. During the production of certain sounds, the soft palate is lowered with the nasal passage open and the oral passage also not blocked. Then the air from the lungs escapes simultaneously through the nose and the mouth. Such sounds are called nasalized sounds. The vowels in the Hindi words ank, I, and und, camel, are examples. Tongue is an important speech organ. Corresponding to the divisions of the roof of the mouth, we can divide it into three parts. The part of the tongue that lies opposite the teeth ridge when the tongue is in the position of rest is called the blade of the tongue. The extreme tip of the blade is called the tip. The tip and the blade together are called the apex. The part of the tongue which lies opposite the hard palate when the speech organs are at rest is called the front of the tongue. The part of the tongue which lies opposite the soft palate when the speech organs are at rest is the back of the tongue. In the articulation of speech sounds, one of the articulating organs, that is articulators, moves towards the other, which is stationary. So the articulators which move are called the active articulators, and those which remain passive are called the passive articulators. The lower lip and the tongue are active articulators, whereas the upper lip and the upper row of teeth and the roof of the mouth are always passive. Thus, in the production of fur and ver in English, the lower lip is brought towards the upper row of teeth. So that's all about organs of speech. Next, we are moving on to the new topic of the module Modern English Usage. Give one word. Go through these questions and try to find out the one word substitutes for these. You can give your answer on the comment box. So that's all for today. Thank you.